insanity. I'm good. How y'all doing?
Good. So we found out about Noah Brown earlier. What kind of loss is that for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, he's an impactful player. Obviously, we were praying and wishing him a speedy recovery. We're always here for him. That's our brother, so nothing changes on our side.
What do you have other guys you have out there? What's your not confidence level? I'm sure you're confident, but what are your thoughts on the guys like Luke and Deion? I mean, what they can do in his absence?
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident those guys will go out there and make plays. They put in the work. They put in the work daily. Getting here early, staying after practice, putting in the work. So, obviously, the work that you put in, that's the product you're going to see on Sundays.
Hey, Jayden, you had the week off. We saw you out in California doing your toy drive.
Yeah.
How was your week, and how was that event? And then what did you kind of do, if anything, with regards to football?
I stayed moving around. Didn't do too much. Kind of let the body, mind, and soul rest and reset. But I was out there to be able to spend time with family and friends, and blessed enough to do a toy drive back at my whole high school.
And then I don't view you as a guy that looks back too much. You don't reflect in those ways. But going back to New Orleans this week, obviously you were there last year. You can look at all like, wow, a year. Starting at the beginning of last year, you were there, and then all of a sudden, in terms of your career, now all of a sudden here you are, deep in a playoff push with this team.
I mean, I'm excited to go back and be able to play in the state of Louisiana again. But I don't think I look back like a year ago, or something like that. So I mean, I'm excited to go back and play in Louisiana for sure.
Jayden, you continue to grow and progress as the season goes on. These final 4 games of the regular season, what's the next step for you?
Continue to go out there and try to contribute and help my team win some football games. I'll say that's the main thing, not just for me, but the whole team is, we got 4 games. Four games, just go game by game and see where the chips fall.
I see your community outreach going back home to California. You're at the Children's Hospital yesterday. How rewarding are that aspects? You're a football player on the field, but also, that human being sign of, giving back to the community.
It's dope. I love being able to see the joy on kids' faces. Obviously, during different circumstances, obviously at the Children's Hospital yesterday, just be able to go out there and bring some joy with them, interact with them, and then back home be able to get some toys to, some people that might be less fortunate and, might be struggling to provide for their kids on some toys. So it was dope to be able to be a part of that.
Jayden, just wondering, about 3/4 of the way through the season now, has this season been what you thought it would be? Not so much in terms of results, but just in terms of this is what it's like to play in the NFL?
I don't know. Personally, I think I have to really get back to you on that one. But I'll say the only thing that kind of will not surprise me, but is how long the NFL season is. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing. But you never know what happened. When they say any given Sunday, it's any given Sunday for real.
In college, you guys don't really have a bye week, but you do have kind of that month between the end of the season and bowls and all that kind of stuff. As you kind of unplugged a little last week, how do you get yourself back into kind of the football mindset as you step back in the building on Monday? And is it a point where you have to kind of remind yourself to kind of get back in that mode?
Nah, man. I mean, I kind of stay in that mode. I know what's ahead of us, and we got to go out there and compete. Try to win some football games, but I mean, it's always good to step back for a minute and kind of just reset and take the football hat off and just we can be able to go out there and be a regular person. Not get caught up in I gotta watch film or do this or I gotta go lift and stuff like that. It's good to kind of just reset, be around the people that kept me grounded and keep me humble, and it's good. But once I knew I got back out here, I knew it was time to go.
Hey, Jayden. Andrew Wiley is back, a full participant in practice today. So what can you say about just the overall offensive line? There's been a lot of shifts there due to injuries. So what can you say about that line at this point in the season?
They're the GOATs. Obviously, they help protect me, so I love those guys to death. And just be able to see the versatility of people throughout the offensive line and be able to go out there and communicate and gel together. That goes back to outside of football, them hanging out, them communicating, talking within the locker room, all of us being on the same page to go out there and perform.
Hey, Jayden, a week off, time to get back to business. Talk a little bit about facing the Saints this week.
It's gonna be fun. I play football down the road, so I went to a couple of their games. I was blessed to go to a couple of their games, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good challenge. They're a good team. Superdome gets pretty loud, and they're rolling. So we'll go out there. We'll see what we can do and compete against them.
And looking at this team at this stage, what are you seeing the most growth at this team overall?
Yeah, I'll say just our ability to fight through adversity. Obviously, things don't go as perfect, as smooth as you want them to, but the resilience that we show and how we're going to keep fighting to the end of the game, win, lose, or draw, I'll say that's the biggest growth and improvement that I've seen from OTAs to even now.
Offensively, all the numbers are really good. Your numbers are all really good. When you have that little bit of time, do you try to tweak anything, change anything, or do you guys just want to keep operating how you've been going?
You talking about like within the scheme?
Yeah.
I mean, you go back and self-scout, but what works for us, and, we got to go out there and execute the plan, whatever Cliff designs and the coaching staff designs up, and they give us, you go out there and execute it.
Lose Eckler, now lose Noah Brown, but you might be getting Jamison Crowder back. What does Jamison bring to the offense for you?
He's a savvy vet, played a lot of football, able to go out there and kind of know the spots in the different zones and get open. So it's great to have Jay Crowder back.
Hey, Jayden, before the bye, Coach Quinn kind of talked about stepping back and looking at what you guys want to accomplish here in these last 4 weeks. For you, are there any specific goals maybe you thought of during the bye week that you really want to focus on for this next month here?
You talking about like personally or for the team?
Both, either one.
Team is win. That's the main thing for me. Is like just win. What can I do as a quarterback, as a leader, as get the guys going, and what are we willing to sacrifice? These last 4 games to be able to write our story and for our season.
And I know you guys obviously take it 1 week at a time, but you guys are in the playoff picture right now. How much do you think about that? I mean, this is a franchise, a fan base that hasn't seen a lot of playoff appearances. Do you feel obviously you want to make the playoffs, but how much do you think about that in these next 4 weeks?
You can't really hide from any of that. You turn on your phone, you see stuff like that, so it's not really like an unknown, but it's like focus on the little things. Obviously, everybody go around this time who's able to be a part of it wants to be in the playoffs, but we can't focus on 4 weeks from now. The playoffs is here. We got to go out there. We got to go out there and compete against the Saints, worry about the Saints, then move on to the next week, and like I said, let the chips fall.
I apologize if I'm wrong, but it sounded like DQ was the same way, talking about a little extra emotion behind it. We don't know what the injury is, but was it scary to see a teammate go through whatever he went through and just away from football? But it sounds like he's going to be okay. How comforting is that for you guys?
It's very comforting. You care about the person more than the football player, so I want to make sure that the person is doing all right. And his well-being is good. We're always praying for him. We're always here for him. So whatever he needs, he can call on any of us in the locker room.
Appreciate it, Jay.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Jayden.